So, I have a marriage license with a date of April 30th, 2004. I was sexually abused, and I feel kind of crazy, you know. When you look at the pictures, it looked like it's different people, you know. I showed some people outside one day because it seemed like something wrong with my eyes. I showed some people outside. I asked them, "Hey, do this look like the same girl in those pictures?" And it was like, "It's not the same girl." It was like, "Where did you get those pictures?" It's what some of the people asked me. And I'm like, the girl that was with me, you said that her name was April, and I have a marriage license, and she said she was my wife, and I don't like the sexual abuse that was done to me because when people see it's not the same girl, those are different girls in those pictures or different beings and stuff like that. Why would they have said they was April? Why would they have said they was my wife? Why would they have had sex with me? Why would they have participated in 3 pregnancies when they said a child was born on August 31st, 2004? When they said a child was born on July 18th, 2006? And when they said a child was born on October 6th, 2008? I'm not sure why anyone would have done that stuff. You mean to tell me that somebody wanted to have sex with me so bad to where they used the name April? They used the marriage license from April 30th, 2004, and it seemed like they took turns having sex with me. It sounds like sexual abuse. I've been a mental health patient ever since I was like 5 years old. I went to this clinic called Western Mental Health Clinic in Birmingham, Alabama, in the Ensley neighborhood. And, they would give me like Ritalin and Risperdal and it was one called Adderall one time. It's like some blue pill or something. Uh, the medicine would make me feel crazy. And, the lady that said that she was those guys' mom, I wouldn't want to take none of the medicine, and because the people said it was drugs, and they would go to a drugstore, and she put the drugs in my food. Some of the people said it was poison, so it was like she poisoned my food. You know, and I'm not really sure why she would do that. And I don't know what kind of bad cycle or what kind of bad chain of events that she did. But it was like she wasn't supposed to be putting poison in my food, but then turn around and complain that somebody put poison in her coffee. I never made her no cup of coffee, and I never put no poison in her coffee. You know, I don't even know how to make coffee. I don't know what she did in the kitchen. You know, and some of the people said, that whatever she did, you know, if she was in a kitchen putting drugs and poison inside of people's food, why would you teach children something like that? Why would you put drugs and poison inside of a child's food and then turn around and accuse a child of putting poison inside of your coffee? You did it. You put poison inside of a child's food, you know, but wanted to accuse a child of putting poison in your coffee. Where did that behavior come from? Who taught the children it? Not me, you know. So if you didn't want poison powder inside of people's food or drink, maybe you shouldn't have started the cycle of putting drugs or poison inside of people's food. You know, whoever you are, whatever you did, you know. And I was told that, you know, it's not my fault that someone did bad stuff to children, you know, because I did not, you know. Uh, it's crazy, you know. Uh, it was like somebody said that when a person says they're the mom or the dad of someone, whether it's Yolanda or whether it's someone named Willie, well, the person that says they're the mom and dad of Yolanda would have to explain why did they have sex, you know? And the person that says they're the mom and the dad of a Willie would have to say why did they have sex? And that you can't blame me because you had sex and you made a person, and the person that you had sex with, you know, if they, you know, had bad children that were child abusers and sex offenders and child molesters, why did you have sex in the first place? The mom and dad of Willie. Why did you have sex in the first place? The mom and dad of Yolanda. Why did y'all have sex to the extent of getting someone pregnant? And when your child, whether it was Willie or Yolanda or somebody saying they were William or Yolanda or Nay or Big Mama or whatever they call themselves, or Chuck or Chucky, like, did you have a marriage license? Did you abuse children? Did you have sex with children? And did you use magic or witchcraft or some kind of deal with the devil or some kind of stuff that they call satanic or sadist or bad stuff, you know? Did you do it? I did not. You know, some people said they wanted to take over the world. Some people said they wanted to take over the planet. Some people said they wanted, you know, to do stuff that I did not want to do, you know. They said, you know, it was people that went to different parties. Whenever they had a baby shower, somebody wanted to go. Whenever somebody named Stacy said they had a party, some other person wanted to go to the party with Stacy. They said somebody, you know, wanted to go with people named Lenny and Johnny in some kind of gang or some kind of group. And it was their body and their choice that they wanted to go with a Lenny and a Johnny or a Stacy or somebody they called Rupil or Cornelius or something like that. You know, and then they wanted to go to parties at hotels with more than two people in a room. It's the type of stuff that they was talking about, you know. I never had a party at a hotel, you know. And I never wanted to go with a Lenny or a Johnny to any kind of six party or stuff like that, you know. So, you know, it said somebody wanted to go with someone that they call Fish or Fishy and stuff like that. And then some people wanted to go with Robert or William or Willie. They use different names, you know. I'm not really sure, you know. And they said, you know, on some level, you know, they wanted to go and join a choir or that they wanted to sing or they wanted to rap or they wanted to. Somebody said something about selling out for a hard woody or something. I don't know what any of that means. They said that some people wanted to be part of those families and not me, not me, you know. They said that, you know, some of the people way before March 4th, 1984, it had nothing to do with me. So way before March 4th, 1984, they said some people had a big idea of taking over the planet, ruling the world, and I don't know, they was talking about slavery and an uprising and going against the machine and some kind of revolution or some kind of war or something like that. And it was not my ideal, you know. It seemed like they tried to make me part of it some kind of way, but I said no, I'm not part of it. I don't know what country or what city or what state or what continent or what kind of land or environment that those ideals came from, you know, whether somebody wanted to be a king or a queen or a president or a emperor or I don't really know what it's called, you know. They was talking about some kind of kingdom or some kind of fight or some kind of war, you know. And it was not because of me. Because way before March 4th, 1984, somebody wanted, you know, to take over lands and cities and governments and countries and continents, even the whole planet, you know, stuff like that. And I said, no, it's not worth it, you know, because, you know, whether you say it's your land or your country or your city or your state, and that you are fighting for it, and people died or were killed and murdered for you to call something your country, your city, your state, your land, or your planet, it sounds like you sold your soul just to claim that it was your city or your state or your land or your country, because you used it as an excuse. And it seems like murder, greed, and stuff that I don't understand, seems like it's not worth it to me, you know. So I have a marriage license, and it says the name April. And I have these pictures, of different looking beings or people that said their name was April and said they were my wife, and it seems like sex abuse. My wife knows who she is, She would have to know who she is, because she would know that she's not those other girls and they're not her. And she would know that I said I don't like what they did to me, you know. So I told her the truth about how I feel, you know. I don't know what those people are going to do. When they said it was their land, their city, their state, their country, their world, and they did something involving murder, killing, war, and death, maybe they sold their soul just to claim ownership of stuff that's not even worth it, So if any of those people are your mom or your dad or your family, or they say they're your mom or your dad or your family or your people, you might not want to be attached to any of their murder, killing, war, or deaths that they caused, for reasons that I don't even understand, But they say they have land. They say they have cities. They say they have states. They say they have counties and countries and continents. And they say it's their world and their planet, So I say, it's not worth it, because you don't know what happened when a person dies. You don't know what happens when a person is murdered. You don't know what happens when a person is killed, and when you did something wrong and the soul of the person who you did that stuff to, you don't know the power or the price you have to pay for what you did to whoever you did it to, the people that did that stuff, So I said no, it's not worth it to me, I'm not sure what happens when a person dies or when a person is killed or when a person, is murdered or something. I'm not sure what happens, but I'm not scared and I'm not afraid. If you claim it's your world and you claim it's your planet, whether you say you're aliens, whether you say you're officers, whether you say you're rulers, Whether you say you're gods or whether you say you're kings or whether you say you're queens, I don't care what you say you are. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to be murdered. I'm not afraid to be killed. Because I was sexually abused ever since I was 5 years old. And if this is your world and you're not going to say anything about it and you're going to act like you don't care, then your world is not worth it, you know? And I guess I'm not worth your family. And I guess your family is not worth me. And none of it is worth my soul. It's not worth my soul. Whatever name you use, whatever piece of paper you use, you sold your soul. I did not. So whether it was for Willie or whether it was for